Hello and welcome to the Complete Lakers podcast. I'm Anthony Wilson, recording from Los Angeles, California. Joining me is not only David Galvez, it's the return of the real MVP of the Complete Podcast Network, the man himself, Jason Big Mitch Mitchell. Mitch, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing quite all right, again, though. Quite all
It's
right. Thank you for asking.
it's good to have you back, man. Like I said, uh, haven't heard your takes on the Lakers in 9.5 months. That's the last time. Last time we recorded as a group, and sadly, Shane Murray and
Jeez.
Vito Hill are not with us tonight. And on this like mini reunion. Last time we recorded as a group was April 29th last year. It was right before um, the Lakers got eliminated by the Timberwolves, and then we just never
Oof.
recorded as a group again. And the last three episodes, Galvez came back. But now we got Big Mitch back. So we're working our way back, to how it was. Um,
Right.
so for sure we got to get. I mean, so much good portion of this episode is just going to be getting Mitch's take from where the Lakers stand right now, 33-21. It's Monday, day after the All Star game. But we will start with the All Star game, All Star weekend, and get Mitch's takes on that. He said he was arguing with people on somebody on Twitter. Galvez was
Mm,
saying when we spoke earlier that LeBron, he put like as far as the dunk contest goes, that he was afraid to hurt his brand basically by losing and
yeah.
possibly losing in the dunk contest. Mitch, do you blame LeBron for not um, for like basically the dunk contest becoming what it's become, and which is obviously,
Absolutely.
and then also just in general, do you think that he's kind of responsible for the way that the state of the NBA, like this sort of non-competitive league that we have today?
You know, um, as far as the dunk contest, I think you can that for sure. Like, I feel like you can draw a direct line to his non-involvement. Um, like literally all the greats before him participated in the dunk contest. Like, even though Kobe wasn't he wasn't like a Vince Carter dunker, you know what I mean? But he still got out there, he still competed, you know. He competed, man. He walked away with the trophy. Um, he got out there. Obviously, you go back to like MJ, Dominique, you know, even guys. I mean, he
Dr.
wasn't like a
J.
go to the game. Yeah, like Dr. J, like what are we talking about? Like, to go to the game, like they got in the dunk contest, they promoted the NBA brand. Like, the dunk contest is like the premier contest. You're supposed to be like one of the faces of the league. You're a pretty good dunker. Get out there, promote the league, do your job. Like, it's it just
I like
And
how
I
you,
told,
you
I
can't.
told,
I like how you said that, Mitch. It's almost like like in wrestling, right? When you have certain
Yeah.
guys who, Taker would call it, doing the business, right? Maybe you don't want to do it, but if it's good for the business, you do it.
Hmm.
And Braun put
You do it.
himself above the business, and now you see where it
From
is.
day one.
Yeah.
and
Uh,
he was the best dunker. And I remember we would see it like he would always have some BS excuse of why he wasn't in it. But yet he's in the layup line doing like 360 windmills. And we're like, bro, that
Exactly.
would have won the dunk contest. Like, it's not like he was, I get it. Like, if he would have went up against Griffin, that would have. Can you imagine Griffin in his absolute peak during the dunk contest going up against LeBron?
that's exactly
It's
the type of
must.
competition that LeBron shies away
It's
from.
Yes. yes, dunk contest, and let's be honest, if he would have like, I guess for the first couple months, just because people hated LeBron, like, yeah, they would have shitted on him. But like 10 years later, nobody would have said, remember when he lost the grip? Like, it,
No.
it would have been forgotten. It would have been like, damn, he gave it his best, you know?
Hmm. Yeah. Like you look at a guy like Jalen Brown. Like he went out there and he stunk it up, in the dunk contest.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers that really at this
Mm,
point.
no.
I mean, probably because the dunk contest still been asked, but hey, fuck it, right? Fuck the Celtics, but I mean, good on Jalen Brown for at least getting out there, giving it a try. Like, you know, Dame, I don't know, you know, pure speculation, who he was shooting at or whatever. But after Dame won the 3-point contest, he was basically saying like, the people want to see the stars of this league get out here and compete. So he felt
Yes.
like it was his responsibility to get out there and compete and not be scared of losing and just compete, man. Like, dude, get out there.
Yeah. Like Steph
You
Curry is
know,
considered the greatest shooter. Steph Curry is considered the greatest shooter of all time, bar none.
right,
It's not even an
right.
argument. If he goes to
No,
a 3-point contest and doesn't get out the first round, are people going to say he's not the greatest shooter again anymore?
no.
No, like, it doesn't mean you're any less of a player. It's the all-star. When we were coming up, the slam dunk contest was the single greatest event in all of all-star sports across the four major leagues. And I told Wilson, like, unless the home run derby had like Barry Bonds or Mark McGwire or Sammy Sosa, that, like, yeah. But the dunk contest was, the NFL Pro Bowl was always a joke. And
Yeah.
so, but the NBA, that Saturday night, it just meant something. Like, it was must watch TV. Like I said, like, can you imagine LeBron going up in '08 against Dwight Howard? Like, oh man,
Oh man.
like the stuff we missed out on just because he was unfortunately afraid of, his own shadow.
Um. Okay.
Insane.
Yeah. Okay. So, I wanted to ask, yeah, about for Adam Silver. Uh, he said that he'll look at any option and all options to fix the tanking problem. A lot of people have said that maybe they should abolish the draft. Mitch, what do you think is the solution to this problem we have with 10 teams tanking at once before like in the first half of the season?
I mean, I get it. This draft is loaded, so
Right.
but still, there's got to be some sort of, you know,
But what can you do? What should you do? You know what I mean? I think we have, you know, so with football, tanking, like you can tank and it's like, okay, for sure, I'm getting the first pick. You know what I mean? At least in basketball, you have the lottery where even if you tank, you can lose all the games you want, and you're not guaranteed the first overall pick, right? So it's like, I mean, that that should be enough of a deterrent, you would think. It's not necessarily a guarantee, like an extra ping pong ball is not going to give you the the first overall pick, because all it takes is one. All it takes is one ping pong ball. Like, my thing is always like, you don't want to spit in the face of the game, right? So I mean, with the lottery, I think that that seems like the best deterrent. But I mean,
Mm.
pretty much you can't stop teams from tanking. Like, I don't know if there's any I don't know if there's any solution to that.
So you think they should get rid of the
Like,
lottery?
abolishing the draft is definitely not the solution. So
Mm. So you think they should
Well,
maybe?
I told Wilson, what is it about the NFL? Is it like a culture thing where for example, these coaches and these players, they don't tank. Why? Because the NFL players could care less about a draft next year. They're playing for their next contract. They know their contracts aren't guaranteed. You cannot A coach cannot go in like in the NBA. They can say, "Hey, we're gonna sit you and out, you out, you out, you out," and they're like, "All right, fine, fuck it. We're getting our money regardless." Are you gonna
Yeah,
go tell a rookie, not a rookie, but a running back whose get contract is not guaranteed, or a lineman whose contract is not guaranteed, "Hey, we're gonna sit you out because we want to tank"? It wouldn't fly in the locker room, you know. And so
Yeah,
I honestly, I think the only way the NBA can just they just gotta control the salaries again. They gotta, even if it takes losing a season, but that's literally the only way these players will, understand. They're just making way too much money to care, honestly. You know, it's these guys, fucking role players, eighth players, 10th players on the bench, they're making 15 mil a year. Like, who's really gonna care, you know,
um,
moving forward.
right. Um, okay, so I want to transition into LeBron. So, well, we already talked about him, but he had his little, he had his own media day before the game, right? And he didn't talk to the media the same day as the rest of the players, right? And he said one thing he said was that he has no idea if he'll play next season, if he'll play a 24th season, right? But is there, Mitch, is there any part of you that feels like LeBron James would retire without having a full season retirement tour?
man. If you would have asked me in the summertime, I would have said there's no way. Yeah. Ah, man. But I mean, yeah, it at this point, it doesn't really seem like this is his last season. But it's weird though because like I feel like all signs point to like this being like his last season. Like, NBA then gave him a special patch to wear. I mean, his contract is up with the Lakers. Like, what else is there for him to do? Outside of continuing to stat pad, the way he's been doing. Um, I don't know. I would, LeBron's, despite what, Shane Murray would try to tell you, LeBron is one of the greats of the game, and he deserves a farewell tour. Like
So
he
wait a second,
absolutely deserves one.
Shane. I think Shane said that before that he don't think LeBron should get a fair. He don't think LeBron should get a farewell tour, does
Mm.
he?
Well, your boy Shane Murray doesn't even have LeBron in his top 10. You know what I
Oh
mean?
God.
So it's like, uh, you know, his, you know, his, you know, yeah, his view on LeBron is, you know, quite askew. So you can't trust anything he says about LeBron, pretty
Right.
much.
I guess that hasn't changed.
But
Some things
absolutely
never
not,
change.
man. Some things never change. Um, yeah, so yeah, despite what Shea Murray would try to tell you, LeBron absolutely deserves a farewell tour, right? So, if, I don't know what he needs to do, who he needs to talk to, but, if this really is his last year, he needs to announce it so that like people can, like give him his flowers and everything like that. And, you know, man, we didn't even get a chance to, we didn't get a chance to bash LeBron for faking his retirement and making the ticket prices skyrocket. What a like, it's things like that that, the his decision tweet at the beginning of the year. It's just like, it's things like that where, I want to give LeBron his flowers, but then things like that, that kind of tweet without putting hashtag ad in it to make people really think like, oh shoot, this is it. He literally made the prices skyrocket. He it's, those are the little things that he does that you're just like that, especially being, lifelong Laker fans, lifelong Kobe fans, like those are the things you just can't get behind LeBron fully for. It's just like, he does a lot of great things in the community and everything like that. The I promise and everything. He's never been in trouble with the law. He's never really done anything like that to, embarrass the league. But yeah, just little things like that. It's like, dude, I still just I can't get behind you fully. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy how LeBron just does these things. But you know, yeah, he should. He needs to, he needs to figure it out, so that, he can get his flowers properly and get his farewell tour, especially right now. And again, him him having his own like media day. Like you're thinking, I thought somebody tweeted it out. It might have been Shams or it might have even been like Adam Schefter that, oh, LeBron's having his own media day. Is this it? Will he announce his retirement? You know what I mean? So it's like, dude, why do you need your own media day if you're not going to be like announcing your retirement? Like, why are you doing this? Is it because you barely made the All-Star team?
It's for
Like,
attention. Everything he does is for attention.
good. Like what? Like why, man? Why?
But doesn't that make you kind of believe that he will come back because he needs that attention? He needs to feel that love. You know, he needs to um get those gifts that the opposing team gives. I mean, and the thing is, he can still play, right? It's not like he's completely fallen off. He's still a
No.
legit third option in this league. Clearly not a two, or obviously not a one, but
Yeah.
he's still a very decent third
Third
option.
option. Hell
It's
yeah.
not like he needs the money, obviously, but
Obviously.
um it makes me think that he's he just likes people to speculate on him. He likes people, like Wilson said, he likes the attention. He wants people to talk about him, and then uh how depending on how the season plays out and what the Lakers want to do with him, you know, um, he might the farewell tour might be here in LA, or he might go up to Golden State to play with his new buddies. But I don't think he's retired. He just you know you could tell he's the kind of person that wants his tour.
My money's actually on Cleveland
Yeah,
to finish it out.
it would be
Just go
stupid,
back
but
home.
yeah, to bring it all the way
Yeah.
around. Um,
Full
okay,
circle, right?
yeah. So now Lakers, right? Lakers are 33-21. Uh,
Mm.
Luca has missed 12 games, and LeBron and Austin have missed more games than that. Yet they're still 33-21, even though the roster is imperfect. I mean, I like I said, bro, we last time we recorded was April 29th of last year. So I don't know what Mitch thinks about DeAndre Ayton. I don't know what he thinks about shoot. Who else did we get I, since last season? I mean,
Jake LaRavia,
Jake LaRavia, who's been good,
Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart, um,
Mm.
and then recently the Luke Kennard trade, getting rid of Gabe Vincent
Luke
finally.
Kennard, yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah,
I'll just let, I'll just give Mitch the floor, and so I can, he can tell the good people listening. How does he feel about the Lakers? Are the Lakers? Mitch, do you feel like the Lakers are contenders this year?
are the Lakers contenders this year? I mean, contenders, yes, because I mean, we've got two, nuclear missiles in in Luca and Austin. Like on any given night, they could both give you 30 on the same night. Um, like, and when this team locks in on defense, it's beautiful to see. Now, obviously, you know, before before his sciatica cleared up, the defense was looking, way better, right? Um, but but since LeBron's been back in the last like 15 games or so, they've had moments where like they've completely locked in,
Hmm.
on defense.
They can do it in spurts.
So they can do it. They can definitely do it in spurts, right? As long as they keep it close, and then they can lock in on defense. So yeah, I mean, we're absolutely contenders. Um, Thank goodness Austin looked healthy again. Um, he was looking kind of my boy was looking kind of rough there for a second, but obviously he wasn't fully healthy. Tying it into All Star, I mean, his numbers say De'Aaron Fox shouldn't have been there. Like Brandon Ingram shouldn't have been there. It should have been Austin. But I get it. I, I guess he missed too many games. Um, if that's your argument, but if you're looking at the numbers, Austin, Austin, obviously an all-star. Hopefully he gets hopefully he gets, some all NBA love, whether it be first, second, or third team. Uh, Most likely, second or third. But yeah, hopefully he gets some all NBA love at the end of the year because he definitely should have been an all-star. Um, but I guess that also depends on if he misses any more games. Uh, but yeah, the Lakers, are absolutely contenders for sure. When you have LeBron James as your third option, I mean, how can you not be considered, a contender?
Yeah. Um, Galvin, do you think the Lakers are contenders?
Um, well, if Jokic sprains his ankle, he's out for 2 weeks in the playoffs. If SGA can hyperextend his knee
Oh my
and miss a
goodness.
month, um, well, I mean, it's
Now hold
just,
on. We're not talking to whether they can, like, but can they contend?
oh yeah, they could play with anybody. It's just, you know, what the Achilles heel was, we ran into the Nuggets back-to-back playoff series,
Mm-hmm.
and we just had
Mm-hmm.
no size for them. We just had zero size. We couldn't even, it
No
wasn't even
answer.
close. And then so now we got Aiton where it's like, all right, we don't need anything from you other than just play defense and rebound, right? If you can get us 10, 14 points, we'll take it. Great. I feel like also what held us back was freaking Darvin Ham, you know? And so and so now we got Reddick, who seems
Right.
like he's more competent and he's a better
Yeah,
X's and O's guy. And obviously,
for
and in the
sure.
playoffs, there's no back to backs, so that's
Mm-hmm.
good resting for LeBron. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's the defense, and it's crazy because defense takes no talent. It's just all effort. And uh, can these guys over a 2 week period play great defense against OKC or Denver? I don't know, man. Um, they haven't really shown it this year though. Like they can play in spurts, game or two here and there, but um, uh, the Laker fan in me says yes, but kind of the basketball in me says not really.
Um. Shoot.
What do you think, Wilson?
I mean, I think we haven't seen the best of them. So the Lakers problem. That's the thing about the Luke Kennard trade. I said this already. Is that that's not Luke Kennard is not what their problem wasn't shooting. The problem was defense and not having athletes, right? So they can't defend. They weren't. Yeah.
Hmm.
And like LeBron said, LeBron, what he said was right. They can't sustain energy for 48 minutes. You know.
Right,
So
right message, wrong messenger.
right. So
Uh,
Luke
yeah.
Kennard is not going to help with that. Every team that plays the Lakers, they put on their running shoes. They know, okay, we're gonna go right to the basket. Anytime we can get them to break and get in transition, we're gonna do it because these guys don't have the legs to keep up with us, you know. Because really, the best athlete on the team is probably a 41-year-old guy, you know. So that's this off
Yeah.
season. That's what they're gonna have to do. Is they're gonna have to get some. You know, you saw it in Dallas. Luca, you had Derrick Jones Jr., P.J. Washington, Derek Lively, some guys who can run and jump.
Yeah.
You know, Lakers
But
aren't
what
going to
about this season, though, Wilson? I know you said obviously next season they got to
right,
revamp
bro.
their roster, but what about this year?
I think that we haven't seen the best of them yet. I think that,
Mhm.
like I said, they can defend in spurts, and I think that there's a chance that they surprise us in the postseason. But it's going to be a problem the fact that they can't whoever they play. I mean, OKC obviously will just beat us without Shea. San Antonio. I think we match it better with Denver because Denver doesn't really have the athletes like that. You know, but OKC and San Antonio for sure are a problem. But you know, OKC they've shown some chinks in their armor this year. And San Antonio's problem is that they're still so young; they haven't even been in the playoffs with this group. So anything could happen, you know. But obviously, the Lakers are a flawed team. But I do think we haven't seen the best of them yet. Um, Now I wanted to say just right here at the end, I wanted to say rest in peace to Robert Duvall, who passed away today at the age of 95. Of course, he's most famous for his role as Tom Hagen in the first two Godfather films, and then also he was in Apocalypse Now. I also like when he was in a Beyond the Night with Joaquin Phoenix and Mark Wahlberg. So rest in peace to Tom Hagen. Are you guys fans of the Godfather trilogy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mitch, how? I mean,
Crazy range Duvall had. Even, and like in his when he got older and he was doing more of like the comedic stuff, he was um yeah, just a great actor, man.
um,
Damn.
Great range, great range.
Jeez. I haven't really been on. I haven't really been on Instagram today, so I didn't know that. Wow, that's crazy.
yeah, rest in peace to the great
Jeez.
uh, Robert Duvall. Um, anything else? Anything else you guys want to say about you know? I mean, obviously,
Um.
Mitch, you had to watch Sam Darnold win the Super Bowl after the Vikings decided they would go with JJ Secret. You know, they were going to go forward with JJ McCarthy. Well, that must have sucked.
Oh. Oh man. Well, hold on. So really quick about Robert Duvall. I mean, man, yeah. Rest in peace to Robert Duvall. Um. I Kicking and Screaming is like maybe like it low key might be my favorite Will Ferrell movie. So, and he was in that as his dad. So, Man, shout out to Robert Duvall for kicking and screaming on that one. But, you know, listen, I'm okay with it. With Sam Darnold, going forth and winning, um, just because, the narrative online um, doesn't put, the narrative online doesn't include any context. Like when you add in the context of, okay, the Vikings just drafted a quarterback, top 10. Oh, shoot. Okay. You got to add in the context of the last two games that he played, very unimpressive, for the biggest games of the year. Um, so you have to add in that context when you look at, okay, Vikings say, well, if we just drafted this kid top 10, we, you know, on top of that, he didn't look great in the last two games. Maybe he can build on that. Maybe he can't. But either way, we definitely know that he probably will be good in the regular season again. I mean, he did win 14 games. So, I mean, you have to weigh all that out. Um, and they weighed all that out and they offered him a 2-year deal. Now, the Seahawks came in, they offer him 3 years. The Vikings say, hey, 2 years, that's all we can really offer because I mean, essentially, we just drafted this guy top 10. We can offer you 2 years. You know what I mean? Like 2 years, like you'll be the guy. Um, and Seahawks were like, no, we'll give you three. So of course he took the three. Um, and he played with, the number one defense, um, all year, and especially in the Super Bowl. So it's like it's, you know, I mean, no shade to Sam because I love Sam. I was rooting for him. Um, but I mean, it's not like he went out there and was like the Super Bowl MVP. Like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. Um, everybody, like everybody wants to develop a quarterback in this league until it's time to actually develop a quarterback. Developing a quarterback takes time. When I realized that we're going in that direction, I shifted my focus to patience. Like, so, I mean, as far as, JJ McCarthy, listen, I like to laugh too. And the nine memes are hilarious. But, the reality is, like, I think JJ got better as the year went on. My only concern is can he stay healthy? That's pretty much what I learned, from this past year. He looked way better in his last game than he did in his first game. So, I'll take the progression, and I'll take the jokes too. Um, I mean, I'm looking forward to next season to see, what kind of leap he can take. I mean, look at Drake May. Drake May in his first year, they said he was ass. He got his team all the way to the Super Bowl, right? So I mean, you gotta give these guys like time to develop. So I'm still in patience mode with the Vikings. But shout out to my boy Sam Darnold, man. Congrats on the Super Bowl. Um, and last Vikings note is word on the street is we might be getting my cousin back, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
gee. All right. So
Let
on
me
that
Hey
let me
man,
ask, let me hold on.
note,
Let me ask you a quick question. Can can McCarthy can he handle the pressure of, oh damn, Darnold just won a Super Bowl. I need to take this team. I know you personally are in patience mode, but
hmm
can the Vikings just afford to be patient with Darnold? ab- like literally the first year Darnold left and he wins the Super Bowl.
I mean, at this point, you have to like you have to lean into it. I feel like because I mean, if you look at a guy like Sam Darnold, and he was given up on so quickly, and look where he ended up, winning a Super
Yeah,
Bowl before anybody in his draft class. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, where were they? Sitting at home
yeah,
watching Sam Darnold win the Super Bowl. So like it really it comes back to you have to have patience. And I think we have the right coach for it because he was a quarterback and he was given up on. Uh, And he takes in all these reclamation projects at quarterback because he knows you gotta you have to have patience. So I know he knows that. Um, Listen, Vikings Twitter definitely does not. Half of Viking Twitter does not know that for sure. Um, but those of us on the side of patience, yeah, like you have to, because you
yeah,
don't want to give up on a guy. You don't want to give up on JJ McCarthy, and then 5 years later,
yeah.
He's Sam
we're
And
looking
now
at
you
him.
gave up. Now you gave up on two quarterbacks.
Exactly, right? So it's like, no, you have to lean into the patience. You have to at this point.
Okay, look, I'm sorry, it's over. If you have anything you'd like to say to an old friend of ours,
Um, you know, Herbert was going to join us, uh, you know, because it's been 9.5 months. Um, but unfortunately, due to uh, due to LeBron's attention seeking, we ran out of time. So sorry, Herbert.
if it ain't Shane Murray, it's
Maybe,
LeBron. Okay, all right,
exactly.
all right. So
Maybe next time.
yeah, maybe next time.
What else is LeBron's fault?
All right. All right, so before we get out of here, just a reminder to hit that subscribe button next to the Complete Podcast Network and to follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at TC Pod Network. You can also send feedback and mailback questions to Complete Lakers Podcast at gmail.com. We are out.